The story of Larry the Boy. In August 1973, summer was at its peak, and the sun's heat shimmered over the vast lands of California. During this time, radio operators were startled by a strange distress call transmitted across multiple frequencies. It was a cry from a young boy who introduced himself as Larry, crying desperately for help. His voice carried fear and despair as he revealed that he was trapped with his father inside their car after a horrific accident. Larry was on a trip with his father to hunt wild rabbits near the city of New Mexico. As they wandered through the expansive wilderness, what was unforeseen occurred. Suddenly, his father screamed, complaining of severe chest pain, and lost control of the vehicle. The car veered off the road, plummeting into a deep ravine, where it crashed into a rocky wall, causing the doors to become jammed shut by the piled-up debris. Imagine the scene of the boy screaming and pleading, trying to convey his voice to the outside world. His heart raced with fear, and his mind was clouded with terrifying thoughts. "I'm hungry, and there's no water. My dad isn't responding." These words echoed through the airwaves, slipping into the ears of listeners and leaving them with a sense of urgency. The broadcast continued for days, and with each passing moment, Larry's suffering intensified. His voice broke with sobs as he spoke of the darkness surrounding him and the rocks that barred any escape attempt. As time went on, listeners began to wonder, would they be able to save him? Would anyone come to rescue this lost child? The search efforts proved challenging, with scant information about Larry and his father. Investigators knew only that their car was red and white and that they were in New Mexico. The police launched a massive search campaign, joined by hundreds of volunteers who tuned in to Larry's conversations, hoping for a chance to find him. The atmosphere was charged with hope and tension as entire families gathered in emergency centers, awaiting news and praying for Larry's safe return. The search continued for over a week, but the vast area of New Mexico's wilderness was complex and difficult. There was a growing sense of despair, yet volunteers insisted on persevering. They scoured the rugged lands, climbed hills, and listened intently for any sound that might indicate the boy's presence. As time passed, hopes of finding Larry dwindled. The search was called off after no reports of a missing father and son were filed, nor any information regarding a vehicle matching the description. However, accounts continued to emerge from those who managed to communicate with Larry, swearing that he was indeed in real trouble and that he was honest and deeply frightened. His conversations included precise details about his condition, prompting many to question, how could this be a mere prank? There was a general feeling that Larry was in dire need of help and that more efforts should be made to reach him. Ultimately, state authorities recommended the installation of tracking stations for radio signals, enabling them to assist those in similar situations in the future. This step came as a result of Larry's painful experience and served as a harsh lesson for authorities on the importance of rapid response in emergencies. Indeed, these stations were established that same year. Yet, they were not enough to compensate for the lost hope of finding Larry. Despite all efforts, his identity and the source of his voice remained a mystery. His case became one of the strangest missing persons cases in history, leaving behind a perplexing enigma that still resonates in people's minds. Days go by and Larry's memory remains alive, as everyone recalls those cries that echoed through the airwaves, a reminder of the fragility of human life and the necessity of listening to those in need of assistance, no matter the circumstances. His story has become a symbol of hope and despair, embodying the struggle against darkness. In the end, Larry's case stands as a landmark in rescue history, a tale told to future generations, reminding them of the importance of solidarity in difficult times, and that any distress call could be a plea to save a life.